Hey dolls, this is Aphrodite, and I'm making my first official wedding vlog entry. I'm not sure if I told you divas and dolls, but my husband and I have decided to finally have a wedding reception. And basically, we had planned to have the reception of May 15th of this year, but because of financial burdens and basically of just overwhelming stress, I decided to cancel it. A majority of the people I had in my wedding party, like the females, like I say, my bridesmaids and everything, cooperated as far as fittings and, getting everything. But when it comes to the male side, which is my husband's side, they just did not want to cooperate. So instead of having, a half-ass wedding, I decided to just cancel it. And we were married already, so it wasn't a big shock to everybody that we canceled it. But I told myself that in a year or two, I would give myself time to regroup, catch up on some bills, start my IVF cycle, and then I would decide on having a wedding reception. So that is what we are planning to doing. The day that we have chosen is July 13th of 2013, which gives me 790 days to execute a fun and exciting wedding. So basically, I've decided on changing my theme. My original theme was just shades of purple, and I decided to have a Mardi Gras theme. I myself am Haitian descent and Caribbean descent, so I basically have always loved the styles of Eastern Parkway and New Orleans fashion, Creole style, and things like that. So I thought, why not have a fun wedding theme and do Mardi Gras? So basically I have a bunch of ideas, just swarming in my head. So I bought a notepad and I just jot down when I think of new interesting things. I'm thinking of having maybe, one side set up like Bourbon Street with the beads, and we're gonna have beads customized with my name as well as my husband's name, and maybe the other I'm still debating. Like I said, it's just fresh ideas that I come with. When I originally had the wedding, I did my own invitations, my own RSVPs, my own wraps. I did pretty much everything. I'm, as far as a do-it-yourself kind of gal, and when it comes to crafts and things like that, I have an idea of how I want certain things. So I wouldn't want to depend on somebody doing my invitations and not coming out the way I want it. So basically now, as far as for the save the dates, I'm going to be sending those out. Instead of, sending it to each individual person, I'm going to do it the same way I did last year. When I did my RSVPs and my save the dates, I basically just, most of the people that I'm associated with, my family, friends, are on Facebook. So I basically just send an Facebook message and just let them know, save the date, we're getting married, and, for them to send their information to me. So I'm still going to do that method. I may do, save the date magnets, but, when it all comes down to the end of the day, I only want to spend a certain amount as far as for the reception hall and just having the ceremony executed. My budget for this wedding is $7,000, and I don't want to go over $7,000. And $7,000 does not include the wedding, my dress, my shoes, or the rings. I'm going to try to see if I could budget it in there, but, I'm being realistic. I basically want to have this vlog to show other divas that you don't have to spend, go into bankruptcy to have the dream wedding, that you can, cut corners and have other people help you and execute a lovely ceremony. So basically, this vlog is going to consist of me going to check out reception halls, my opinion on certain reception halls, my opinion on dresses, shopping, and how you can easily be a savvy business person, and as well as get cost-friendly things to execute everything. So basically, my whole idea is to just rent a hall with tables and chairs, and if they include linen, that'll be good. But if they don't, I found places where you can rent linen. Because I'm doing a Mardi Gras theme, I'm debating if I want to have, the linen one color and the top layer of the linen another. Typically, Mardi Gras theme weddings are 3 colors: purple, green, and gold. And so I want to incorporate those colors without the thing. A really cool idea I had is when we do have the ceremony, following after the ceremony, we would have like a traditional, Mardi Gras parade kind of thing leading to the reception hall. And in the reception hall, once they enter, it would be like, Bourbon Street style jazz musicians, playing the numbers leading to the procession. Like I said, dolls, I have a ton of ideas. I've always been the type to dream big, and when it came to extravagant pieces and things like that, I've always been extremist. So I'm just hoping that this time around that everything can be done the way that I want it. So basically, I was still debating if I wanted to have, groomsmen and bridesmaids, being with the last disaster. But I know that the bridesmaids, they took a loss because they never went to pick their dresses up. They left the deposit. So in this vlog, you will see me looking for cost-friendly dresses, as well as finding tuxedo rentals where it's appropriate. Like I said, it's more of a fun type of wedding reception, not the the serious go-to things. And I will incorporate different styles my husband like and styles I like. For cocktail hour, it's gonna be Cajun style food. My grandmother makes amazing soup. There'll be soup there. There'll be things like that. But I want more over this to be a fun and exciting reception that people haven't seen typically. Because when you think of a wedding, typically everybody has the same idea, and when it's executed, it's like you've been at this wedding before. I want people to leave with the experience and be like, wow, I've never been to a wedding like this. So that's my whole plan, and that's what I'm hoping to conquer with this wedding reception. And like I said, I'm gonna I have 790 days to execute this, and that includes paying for the hall. That includes finding out if the hall has a bar. I'm still debating if I want to have an open bar or if I want to have signature drinks. I know that I want to have an open bar for myself, but at the end of the day, that can be another expense that's costly. So I'm hoping to find a reception hall that will allow us to just rent the space with the tables, the chairs, the linens. And as far as with the liquor and things, I'll bring that. I found a place that has, waiting staff who will be able to serve as far as the food, because it's going to be a buffet style and not, what kind of food you want to eat, because that could be costly too if you're paying per person. I went to a wedding one time where it was $75 per plate for a person, and I ended up hating the food. So I don't want people to come and be like, oh my gosh, I'm hungry, and they leave the wedding hungry. So I feel nobody cooks better than my family or my husband's family, so we're going to have family members cooking dishes. And we're going to have it lined up like a bar style. I found this really nice decoration for buffet style for a Mardi Gras theme. And it basically includes a mask and, beads surrounding the table and things like that. Like, I have so many ideas of centerpieces and things like that. And I will incorporate that and show you guys the ideas that I come up with. As far as for me, I'm happy that it's going to be in 2 years, because it gives me ample time to, pay for things. And also, my hair. That's my big thing. My husband wanted to have it next year, but I want my hair to be a certain length because I'm going to be a natural bride this time around. When I got married last year, I wasn't natural. So it was no big deal to just wake up. I just unwrapped my hair and went to City Hall and called it a day. But now that I'm going to be a natural bride, I'm going to be needing some help with some style ideas and some tips on what I can do for my wedding. So right now, my bridal party consists of 5 girls, and that's my 2 sisters, my 2 best friends, and a friend from high school, and that's it. That's my bridal party. My ring bearer is my nephew. My page is my nephew. My 2 cousins is still questionable, and my husband's nephew is questionable. The reason why I say the questionable is the same people from last year who were not able to, do what was needed to execute the wedding. So I'm really iffy. I don't care if I could just have a wedding with just females and no groomsmen. That's just my idea. I don't, that'll be my problem. But like I said, I'm not letting anybody spoil it this time around. So I will be updating you guys and letting you know what I'm doing. I'm still going to be doing my IVF cycle. I'm hoping that it's sooner than later. But like I said, patience is virtue. So with things like this, you have to wait. So that's another reason why we pushed it back 2 years. We want to hopefully start an IVF cycle within this year and, see what happens. So, dogs, I will be updating you on all my journeys and all my endeavors. My IVF journey, my natural hair journey, my egg donor journey, and, now my wedding journey. So, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.